baby. I just wanted to send a quick hello and I love you. Oh, good news. I'm gonna be coming home soon. Yay! Oh, I cannot wait to be done with this babysitting job and come home to my loving husband. I miss you.
Now, I'll be lying if I said that this game did not scare me. This is easily the most uneasy and heart-throbbing thing I've ever played in a while. 6 hours of agony of trying to check each and every corner just to avoid a simple jump scare. It brought out this fear that I thought I've lost when playing horror games. That simple feeling of uncertainty that lingered throughout the entire experience had given my adrenaline a run for its money. In short, it was a very stressful but fun experience that I'll gladly have again. Especially after experiencing what the previous titles have given me, I did not expect to miss this fear that I have. There are a lot of things I love about this game. The old Resident Evil formula they had in the pre-action era was back. Exploring each and every corner of all the available rooms just to get the slightest advantage in ammunition or healing items. The small puzzles for every area that made you think about where you need to go and plan out your route because you don't know what you're going to be facing along the way. There's no guiding hand to show you exactly what you need to do. Then you play everything in first person, which adds a fuck ton of terror to the experience, because everything is in your face now. The developers surely took advantage of this by giving us these enemies that certainly look human, that definitely give you a spine-chilling experience when you finally encounter them. You also have this very uncomfortable feeling whenever you're walking around in the dark and disgusting Baker Mansion. Every corner could force you into an encounter, testing your fight or flight response. And with the limited ammo you can get, you might as well be flying right away. Now, story-wise, I think this one was the most interesting one compared to the older ones, since they made the storytelling a bit more cinematic and a little bit more interactive in terms of progression, and which makes sense since it is a more modern game. I also love the variety of designs to each of the Baker family members you fight. Jack is this lumbering juggernaut that tanks bullets and knives, and you get to fight him 3 times, I think. And every fight he becomes more and more of a monster. He's slow but is very terrifying because you don't know when he'll be right behind you. And also, he hits like a goddamn truck. Marguerite is the most disgusting thing ever. She's a bug lady that has a weakness on her coochie. It's nasty. It's very nasty. Her whole swamp level was designed for you to be disgusted and feel like you want to burn the entire thing down, especially since there's a lot of bugs. Her boss fight was actually the one that freaked me out the most, because you can barely see her and you don't know when she's going to be crawling around behind you or just crawling around in general just to lay eggs for her little wasp creatures. She's freaky. The one with Lucas was actually pretty fun. His whole escape room level was a nice change of pace from all the running and shooting. The back attack on the way is riddled with tripwire explosives that really force you to pay attention. He's also the one that gave me trust issues because he's also rigged some of the loot boxes that you can get throughout the game. Also, the fact that you can get information about the death escape room in advance through these VHS tapes that you find is kind of a fun way to teach you how to beat the level. But I think the most nerve-wracking level of the game was with playing Mia, since you're stripped of all the current equipment and the fact that you're also exploring the very ship that Mia and Evelyn came in. You get to witness how the hallways of this giant vessel slowly get corrupted by Evelyn's black sludge, as she also taunts you through hallucinations while you're exploring each and every floor. She's a freaky little thing and I really hate her. Oh, and speaking of fighting, this game is the most brutal one ever. I think this is the one game that I've died most in all of the Resident Evil games. And not just because of my own stupidity, but because everything in this game hits so damn hard. From the sludge monsters that eat so many bullets, and those fatter versions of them that spit acid as well, that take like, what, a quarter of your health away every time that you get hit. And all those godforsaken traps that Lucas laid around while you're being chased around by these sludge monsters really add to the fact that this game is very brutal. It almost made me dread going around places knowing that I have barely enough supplies for anything. Which, ironically enough, kind of made the game a lot more fun to play since, you know, it gets challenging. I really hope that doesn't come across as me liking masochism or something. Anyway, as an overall experience, it's pretty damn good. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're a fan of horror games. I think this one is up there for being one of the most, if not the best, Resident Evil games to come out in the past few years. Dare I say it. I think Resident Evil 2 still tops it for like being the most genuine Resident Evil game. And also Resident Evil 8 has become a bit more fun since it's a more evolved version of this current game. So yeah, if you have a chance, do check it out. It's a fun game despite, you know, not even you don't even need to play the previous games to understand this game. You can bring your friends along as well to scare the shit out of each other. And, you know, you can also try the VR mode that's really, really freaky for all I know. And, well, for me, it'll be probably a while since I try this game again. I mean, there's a lot of DLCs that I haven't touched yet. And there's obviously the New Game Plus, which will definitely add a lot of new fun additions to the game. Also, I don't really like to scare myself that often anyway, so yeah. That's it for me, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay safe, take care, and bye-bye!